Hello my good friends, welcome to the channel Digimon Explained. My name is Jesse, and in this video we are going to discuss something very interesting about Digimon. So as you know, the Digimon franchise is quite big and diverse with different timelines. There's also the so-called X-program timeline, where about 98% of all Digimon were erased. Those who wanted to live were forced to either flee to the new digital world, or they were forced to either create an X-antibody or steal one. While I did explain how the X-antibody works in details in a video that I will put in the description box and at the end of the video, I have yet to discuss what the X program is all about, so for that be a little bit patient. In this video we are going to be discussing AGUMON, but more specifically its X-antibody variant. And just like that, we are also going to take a look at all other X-antibody Digimon to see what their story is all about and how they differ from their initial appearance. Alright, let us get into it. It is magnificent how the X-antibody work on different Digimon. There is one thing in common though. It always actively extracts latent data from the Digicore to a high degree. But what makes AGUMON's case so interesting and unique is that its latent data is that of another species. You see, normally an ordinary AGUMON is a reptile type Digimon, one with power that is low as it is still on the way to adulthood. Its Digivolution, Greymon, is of the dinosaur type, so its type changed. The X-antibody inside AGUMON drew out Greymon's dinosaur type data and qualities and pushed it into becoming an AGUMON X who, on the contrary to the reptile type AGUMON, has now become a dinosaur type Digimon like Greymon. And now, as a dinosaur type, its qualities for digivolving into an especially outstanding Greymon species have improved. You can see that it already looks like a Greymon with the unique blue lines appearing in its body color. Its dinosaur traits were enhanced considerably with claws honed, increasing its lethal potential further. It grew taller than ordinary AGUMON, and also, visibly, it became more saurian in nature. And speaking of nature, ordinary AGUMON's personality is already quite ferocious and it doesn't understand fear. AGUMON X has also a ferocious personality, but one that is drawn out more strongly, making it earn new abilities like amassing single shots of its flame breath into single shots in its mouth and then spew it out all at once. When AGUMON X digivolves, it becomes Greymon X, said to be the most outstanding among dinosaur Digimon as a combat species. Now, just in case, for those who might have forgotten what combat species are all about, we are talking about powerful Digimon that demonstrate tremendous ability in battle, either through possessing hidden power, being well trained enough to resist attacks and deliver crushing blows, or just generally being well equipped for battle. In some combat species Digimon, their personality manifests in extreme combat instinct and aggressiveness. And Greymon was a combination of being extremely aggressive while still being highly intelligent. Greymon X is a little bit different. For starters, it is smaller than your average dinosaur and smaller than all Greymon in its different media depictions. But size don't always matter. While it has a relatively small build among dinosaur types, many of which are large Digimon, Greymon X has fully exhibited its carnivorous, dinosaur-like ferocity and became even more aggressive than Greymon. It now only cares about winning in battles and increasing its own strength, and that will be very important if it wants to digivolve into its next form. As a Greymon X, it also gained new techniques, such as the Mega Burst, where it enhances its Nova Blast to its utmost limit in its mouth to become a high-temperature flame possessing explosive power. When Greymon X digivolves, it will become Metal Greymon X, and it's important that we take our time to discuss both of them. You see, Metal Greymon has always been somewhat of a top-class Digimon because, when considering its background story, it was initially a Greymon who fought its way through and defeated many formidable opponents who came against it. That battle experience, along with the incorporated technology from AGUMON, it is said that Metal Greymon's offensive power equals that of a single nuclear warhead. Its story is a bit similar to that of Aerovidramon, who also came to be after it went through frequent battles, making it more and more rare. But what I would say for Aerovidramon is that When looking at its wings and its body, they come in relatively good proportions. Metal Greymon always looked too heavy, almost like a tank. As in Metal Greymon X, it doesn't have that problem any longer. In its X variant, Metal Greymon X had both its flesh portions and remodeled portions perfectly well balanced, possibly because of how intense the power it had obtained as a Metal Greymon was. It made these adjustments to give it a better shot at all kinds of battles where it could be at a disadvantage. It's not always enough to have terrifying offensive power such as what Metal Greymon could display. The Trident arm it once had on the left of its body became the Trident arm version 9.9, and a control program was set in Metal Greymon X's Digicore to upgrade the arm to its limit. Now, the Trident arm possesses the energy equivalent of a single shot of Giga Destroyer, but in just one swing. So it became an offensive force that must never be endured in close combat. To finish, Metal Greymon X will end up digivolving into War Greymon X, and the change between War Greymon and War Greymon X is actually quite interesting. See, with ordinary War Greymon, its body is clad in armor of the super metal Chrondigizoit. For more info on Chrondigizoit, click on the link in the description box or by clicking on the link on the right corner of the video. Also, War Greymon is equipped with the Digimon killers on both its arms, which helps it to exhibit immense power against Digimon species Digimon, while simultaneously being double-edged swords that put its own life at great risk because of its Digimon heritage. More on that at the top corner of the video and a link in the description box. War Greymon is also equipped with the Brave Shield on its back, a shield of the strongest toughness. So what changed between War Greymon and War Greymon X? Well, in terms of design, I would say that War Greymon X's equipment appears to be of better quality. You see, War Greymon X was nicknamed Land War Hero, and because of its mission as a true hero, it must have 100% success in battle. And that is why you can find some important differences between it and its ordinary form. Let me give you a few examples. War Greymon X can now better hold its Digimon killers for better use in combat. Compared to the way it is holding the Digimon killers in its ordinary form, I would say that the difference could be life-changing. Due to its fighting style in which it instantly plunges into the heart of the enemy, it equipped its back with vernier thrusters. This is a very interesting change because ordinary War Greymon could fly for extended periods of time. War Greymon X can't do that as long, but it now boasts explosive acceleration at the expense of it being able to fly longer. Speed in combat remains obviously a severe advantage. And on top of that, War Greymon X has imparted the strongest toughness of the Brave Shield to the Digimon killers, leading to it possessing perfected equipment of unified offense and defense, said to have made it the strongest form of land combat Digimon, a land hero. In terms of attacks, it has its similarities with ordinary War Greymon, but also major differences. With the vernier thrusters, it can perform a one-hit knockout technique by accelerating its attacks with the Digimon killers. It can instantly fire its Terra Force attack at the heart of the enemy at point-blank range, making it impossible to evade. You see, the Terra Force attack is one where War Greymon and War Greymon X both gather all of the energy within the atmosphere and concentrates it into one spot, then fires it as an extremely dense high-temperature energy shot. Well, War Greymon X can do that and also use the Poseidon Force. That is when it takes all of the energy within the hydrosphere and concentrates it into one spot, then fires it as an extremely dense high-pressure energy shot. This is very interesting. We know that War Greymon was elected among some to carry Ancient Greymon's ability to manipulate fire. I thought it would mean that it would only be using fire. Now, we see that it gained new abilities like using energy from the hydrosphere. It is making me wonder what other surprises we might find while exploring the other X-Antibody Digimon. Hi guys, this is the end of the video. I'm hoping you all enjoyed it. The X-Antibody Digimon have clearly been left at the sides unexplored. We're going to make a change in this channel by analyzing them all one by one with the AGUMON. It will be very interesting. Now before closing the video, I have to say the following. I can imagine that some of you would be wondering which Digimon would be stronger, the regular AGUMON Digivolution line or the X-Antibody line. I explained the differences in strength in the video where I explained the X-Antibody in details. It is truly important that you check that out if you wonder, because that way you'd be able to understand much better the whole situation. Because at the end of the day, the X-Antibody is not only a power-up, there is so much more involved. Another thing I'd like to say, as we're talking about Agumon in this video, I do realize that my first ever explaining Digimon episode was that of Agumon. I remember I tried to just bring all, if not most, Agumon together in one video. Truth is, I can't even listen back to it because I did sound quite inexperienced and had a severe lack of knowledge. It was my first video, so I can't really blame myself. But I hope you don't mind that I revisit some of these Agumon properly and separately to discuss them. Anyway, in case you guys are new, please make sure to subscribe because we will discuss more X-Antibody Digimon, same goes with Appmon and Digimon, etc. So make sure to subscribe and make sure to drop a like and a comment to help me with the YouTube algorithm. If you are new, know that all my videos are placed in particular Digimon playlists, which are always updated, that way you can catch up on newer and older videos.